Yeah, hi guys. Just doing a video, just a bit of an update, and just want to talk about something else, which is this whole digital nomad rubbish. Yeah? I'll get to that in a sec, but just the update. Everything's gone to shit. It's gone downhill. At some point we were going 2 steps forward, 1 step back. We've just taken 57 steps back. Yeah. Huge uptick in COVID cases, outbreaks, lockdowns, shutdowns, restrictions, the whole thing. You know, there was light at the end of the tunnel. Now they've bricked up the end of the tunnel and put a big steel door and welded that shut and turned the light off. So there is no, don't know where it's going now, yeah, but it's all gone really bad. We're in levels of shutdown now, and daily getting worse and worse and worse. We're just getting back down to the whole full shutdown, lockdown, whatever, yeah. Swimming pools shut downstairs, restaurants are shut, massage shops are shut, shopping malls are pretty much shut down except for the necessities, you know, groceries. Yeah, everything's back to pretty much full lockdown, or if it's not, it'll be there very soon, yeah. So with that in mind, the whole coming to Thailand thing now, yeah, I mean, you can still come, you got to do your 2 weeks quarantine, all that sort of thing. There's been all the announcements recently that they might be letting people into Phuket, and they might be stopping quarantine, and they might be cutting quarantine down. Some date in July where the country's going to be open again. You throw all that out the window now. It's all gone, yeah. You'll still see maybe someone's talking about Phuket's going to open up next week, but on the same day, on the same news, you'll see that Phuket's just had 1,000 cases or so, you know. So yeah, it's all pretty dismal, yeah. I said I'd take anything you read about being able to come back to Thailand for tourism and stuff with a grain of salt, yeah. Saying that, you can still come. Long-term expats are still making their way back. There's a lot of people still coming to live in Thailand, yeah, to come and retire and live, and that's all going on, yeah. Yeah, sorry. So what the Thai government's doing here in the midst of all of this, right, is they're just coming up with stupider and stupider ideas, yeah? They, as I may have explained in other videos, 3 levels of government, all 3 levels of government are coming up with COVID fighting measures, COVID ideas, COVID. So in our block here, the swimming pool's been shut down, right? That's been shut down by the local council government, yeah? Bars are shut. That's been done by the provincial government, yeah? The national government has done stuff like shut down the shopping malls, shut down 7-Elevens have to shut at 10 o'clock at night, that type of thing. Yeah, and like I said, right, the Thai government, 6 different levels of government, or 3 different levels of government, all making decisions and contravening each other and stuff, can make it very confusing. Then you have departments of the government. So the health department is putting out some hardcore sort of rules and regs on COVID. Yeah, do this, don't do that. You know, we'll start to do information on vaccines and quarantines and that sort of thing. The tourism department is at complete odds with them, and they'll put out a upbeat announcement every couple of days. Any day now, tourism's going to reopen, and pretty soon they'll all be coming back, and tourism's looking good, and, you know, almost contravening the health department's announcements, yeah. So that can be a real mess. And overriding all of this, right, every government department is all scratching their heads. How can we get the economy going again? How can we get tourists back, right? They go down this track of, they have it in their head that there are these billionaire Westerners that want to come and live in Thailand, yeah? Most of the reason people come and live in Thailand, it's nice and cheap, it's a tropical climate, it's easy to do. Yeah, a whole lot of those reasons why people live in Thailand, yeah. We put up with the high death rate on the road, the crappy footpaths, the corruption, the bribery, all of that type of thing, because it ends up being a pretty good place to live, yeah. We're not choosing Thailand because we're trillionaires and it's, but the Thai government has it in their head that all these billionaires want to come and live in Thailand, yeah. It's such a great place, yeah. So they'll make all these rules they're talking about rules about changing property ownership, changing visa, how to get a visa, making it so you don't have to go and report all the time for immigration, yeah. And the crux of these ideas is, yeah, if we do all this, then we'll get these, high earning retirees will come to live in Thailand, right? And they'll quote figures, $10,000 a month, yeah? That is big dollars. I don't care where you live or what you do for a job. That is significant income, yeah? And if you have that income, you're probably just going to buy a really nice place in the country you live in, on the beach, whatever, yeah? Yeah, the Thai powers that be are of the opinion that if they change all these rules, they're going to get these retirees. They're all going to flock to Thailand, yeah? And it's just la la land, Retirees come to Thailand because they're, I don't know, a couple of $1,000 a month pension or whatever can give them a pretty good life, yeah? And on Thai terms, it's way more than most Thai people earn, so you're up in the middle to upper echelon of Thai wages and you have a good life, etc. This rubbish that $100,000 a month, anyway, yeah, it's just frustrating to see the Thai government keeps focusing down this track, which is going to go nowhere, yeah. But as for tourism, I don't know, and I wouldn't even like to predict. As I said, if you have anything in that regard and you want to try and get here for some tourism trip, go and see your embassy in your home country, yeah? That's the best place to start. They'll tell you yes or no whether it's possible and lay out the steps, yeah? So that's the best place to start. There's no use looking on anything in Thailand to get that information. All right, that's a bit of an update. The update is not good. And with that in mind, right, that people are still coming and things, this goes on to what I wanted to talk about, right? There's still these young kids or even older expats and things, this absolute wave of people coming to Thailand to be digital nomads, under this umbrella of being a digital nomad and I just wanted to touch on that. It's just this myth. It's like a fantasy almost, yeah? It doesn't exist. It's like, yeah, so you open up social media, Facebook, YouTube, there's millions and millions of people doing YouTube videos now, yeah? And it's almost like they land in quarantine to do their 1 week quarantine. First thing they do is start doing videos in quarantine, and there's probably 1,000 I'm in quarantine videos now, and they're kicking off their YouTube channel or their whole social media, bloody Twitter, Instagram, the whole thing, yeah. And then they're going to come out of quarantine and then there's their, keep doing that. I'm a digital nomad, yeah. The amount of channel, you can go on YouTube and go on YouTube and search for Thailand Digital Nomad and you'll see 127 channels there, right? Where everybody's posting about my life as a digital nomad. I'm moving to Thailand to be a digital nomad. How to be a digital nomad, It doesn't exist. It's crap, right? It's just this in name only thing, yeah? Oh, put that in context, yeah. The whole Internet of Things, yeah, and information age we live in, yeah, it has enabled that sort of thing. And, you know, working from home and working remotely and all sorts of you can be anywhere in the world and be in contact with anyone else in the world and log into a server and do stuff remotely and certainly open the doors for all of that sort of thing, video conferencing, everything, yeah. And then on top of that, COVID has pushed people, even if they didn't want to do that, it's pushed them down that direction. People have started working from home, having remote meetings, you know. They're not flying people all over the countryside to have a meeting. They are having a meeting on Zoom. And so, yeah, it's enabled the whole thing, right? It's a really good, yeah, the technology, it's always existed in the last 10 years, but this COVID has enabled it more, yeah? Taken it down that track. But it still doesn't stop the fact, right, that you can't just hop off the plane in Thailand, plug your laptop in, and be this digital nomad. What does that even mean? Yeah? Okay, yeah, if you work in a company in your home country, a big factory, insurance company, wherever you're doing your job, yeah, there's only a couple of the jobs anywhere that can be shifted to do from home, yeah? If you're making anything, if you're going to, you know, whatever, you can't take that job home, right? It's only if you're providing a service. 90% of your day is spent on the telephone or typing into a computer, etc., right? Yeah, that job can be moved to a home, yeah? And, you know, companies have been forced to do it with COVID, right? Doesn't mean there's a huge uptake of that, right? It's not happening on a worldwide level and everyone's all of a sudden waking up in their pajamas and going to work, yeah? So, yeah, you may get a job that you can do remotely now, yeah? But it's another big step to think you can take that job to Thailand and do it remotely, or you can just move to Thailand and find those jobs from Thailand, right? That somebody somewhere in the world is going to pay you money for your skill, right? Whatever that is. You know, there's only a handful of skills that you can literally use remotely, yeah? I don't know, computer programming, yeah? That's a proper skill you can do anywhere in the world remotely, and people do, yeah? Writing code, computer programming, that sort of thing is secondary. A minor one is maybe teaching English online to people, that type of thing. I'd say there's lots of people doing that now, so it's worth about $3 an hour. Yeah, there's only a few jobs like the translation maybe. If you speak 4 different languages, right, you can get a page of a document in French, translate it to English, and send it on. You know, stuff like that you can maybe do remotely, etc., right? But that's probably it. 99% of jobs, there is not this miraculous great pool of jobs that you can just turn on your laptop and find. But it doesn't stop 127 millennials getting off the plane every day with the, you know, almost got a t-shirt on, I'm a digital nomad or something, yeah? And what invariably happens, right, these guys land in Thailand, you know, either saying they're a digital nomad or they actually think they are a digital nomad, right? And in reality, all they do is just post shit on social media, right? They have a Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all of that, right? That's all they do. They just have a presence and they spend 8 hours a day posting crap on Twitter and YouTube and Instagram and all this, right? That's not a job. That's not a profession. That's not a paid occupation, right? You're not getting anything for that. You know, you can call yourself a digital nomad, but that doesn't make you any money, right? You're a backpacker who's living in Thailand until the money runs out, right? So that's the first side of the coin, right? It's this whole, And it frustrates me greatly because I'm just seeing more and more of it on a daily basis, yeah? The whole term digital nomad gets bandied about. A whole lot of people label themselves as digital nomads. You know. So what invariably happens, right? These guys, like I said, they're not doing a job. They're not getting paid for anything. They're just satisfying their own social media platform. They start to hang out with other people who are digital nomads, right? And they have these things like in Chiang Mai where someone sets up a CoWork Space for digital nomads, right? And what the hell does that mean, right? It's just la la land. All that is all these guys hang around one place, one coffee shop or something, yeah, with internet access, with access to a printer. And instead of one guy calling themselves a digital nomad, 10 of them do, right? The only person making money out of that is the guy providing the workspace, the coffee shop, the rent-a-desk type thing, yeah. That's that old adage, right? If there's a gold rush on, don't look for gold like everyone else, sell picks and shovels, right? Someone's using that adage, right? Don't try and be an online media bloody guru like everybody else. Just sell them the desk space, the internet, the cups of coffee. So anyway, yeah, someone's making money out of that. But you invariably end up with this 20 people in a co-work space, you know, just filling up their day, posting on freaking Twitter and shit, you know. Or then they start doing videos how to be a digital nomad, right? So they'll start doing 20-minute YouTube videos so they can build their channel up and so they can get monetized and so they can get money about my life as a digital nomad, right? And really, they're just perpetuating the myth and talking about, this is me, I'm in my co-work space, here's all my colleagues, they're all digital nomads as well, and we're very busy being digital nomads, and yes, this is my dream and I've come to Thailand to do it. Reality is, like I said, they're just posting shit on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, you know, all day about themselves. And I suppose they're also posting on the guy next to his Twitter and Facebook, and he's posting on your Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. You're all following each other on social media platforms, and I suppose they all just help each other perpetuate this myth, yeah? Oh, I forgot where I was going there. But, hang on. Sorry, had to collect my thoughts there, yeah? So this whole digital nomad myth is what I call it, yeah? Not saying it doesn't happen, right? Some people are cracking that whole thing, yeah? They've managed to export a job from their own country, come and live in Thailand, still on the big bucks, still getting paid, doing this for something back home, yeah? Or they've managed to set up in Thailand and crack something that somebody's giving them some money remotely to do something. But I think you find that's probably 1% of 0.5% of the population of expats, yeah, have managed to crack that. The rest of them are just pretending. They're pretending in name, they're pretending in what they're actually doing. They're deluding themselves, firstly, and then they spend the rest of the time deluding everyone else. It's like, yeah. So what invariably happens, right, is you end up with, they're here, they're not actually making money, they think they are. Eventually, 6 months later, they're, I'm not making any money. You know, this whole digital nomad dream is collapsing here. So then they start going off onto these sort of tangents, right, to try and make money. And I said the first one is doing videos about being a digital nomad to try and make money, yeah. The next one, right, is some sort of drop shipping, right? Drop shipping is a huge one, or it used to be, yeah, not so much. For those who don't know, drop shipping is, say I want to, little set of screwdrivers, right? Jewelers screwdrivers, right? You can buy them in China for $1. right? I can go on 100 different websites, Alibaba, AliExpress. I can buy these screwdrivers for $1. They'll take 2 weeks to get to me in Thailand, or a week or so, and I'm buying for $1, right? So what drop shipping is, you go on eBay, Amazon, in Thailand, it's Lazada, or any of these online shopping sites, right? You have an online shop or a website or a Facebook page or something, and you advertise, right? You advertise these for $5, right? You don't stock them. You don't have them on the shelves. You just advertise screwdriver set $5, right? Because you know you can buy it in China for $1. Okay, every day you check your emails. Somebody orders. You get an order in. Yes, please, I'd like one of your screwdriver sets. I live in Australia. Here's my credit card details, yeah? So all you do is you then place an order with the Chinese supplier and say, I'd like one set of screwdrivers. Here's my address in Australia. Please ship them. And you pay them $1, yeah? You got 5, you paid 1. That's the end of the transaction. It'll take 2 weeks for the screwdrivers to get to the guy in Australia, and you've made money, yeah? That's drop shipping, yeah? You advertise someone else's product that you know you can buy cheaper. When someone orders off you, you order off the supplier, then the supplier sends it straight through. So a few years ago, people were making money off that. The first few people doing drop shipping were making millions. Now there's half the population does drop shipping, yeah, all over the world. 90% of bloody eBay and stuff now is drop shipping, yeah. But these guys don't. So the digital nomads, they start trying to do drop shipping. It doesn't really work. They might sell a couple of things here and there. Then they start doing how to be a drop shipping millionaire videos, right? So they start making videos about how to be a drop shipping millionaire, yeah? So they've already started making videos about how to be a digital nomad. Then they put up how to be a drop shipping millionaire videos, yeah? Go down that track, that's one of the things they do. And of course, they don't make any money drop shipping. They don't make any money by doing the how to be a drop shipping millionaire, yeah. Then they start getting into these things that are verging on illegal, right? They'll start collecting money on behalf of a charity, right? And they'll put up on all their digital media, oh, I'm collecting money for the poor orphans in such and such a village, yeah? There's rules for that sort of thing all over the world. That's why you have a registered charity. You can't just go out on the street corner with a bucket and start collecting money, right? You have to be a registered charity, entity, etc., right? So this is what a lot of these digital nomads start doing. They'll start putting all over their social media and their friends' social media, etc., etc. I'm collecting money for the orphans up the road, yeah? And they're not authorised to or licensed to or anything. They're just getting it dumped into their bank account, yeah? And, yeah, spending it on themselves, right? Yeah, they might make $100,000 and they'll make a token $20,000 presentation to the orphanage and put that on their social media, but they're pocketing the other 80,000. Yeah, you get what I mean. It's completely unethical. Some people might be doing it legit, etc., but say 99% aren't. Which takes you to the next side of the thing, is they do that, but they set up a legit charity. They set up a foundation, the Save the Orphans Foundation, a proper registered charity, etc., etc. But even then, right, yeah, there's more checks and balances and you have to count for all the money. You can still pay yourself some insane wage. You can set up the Save the Orphans Fund and it's a proper registered charity. But you can pay yourself $100,000 a year as the CEO of the charity, yeah? So again, you're bodgy or becoming bodgy or on the verge of being sus. Another thing they do is this, what's illegal? raffles or lotteries or whatever, right? Any country in the world, it's illegal to hold raffles, have lotteries, i.e. it's verging on gambling. You know, you're putting money down to try and win something, that's gambling, right? So even if Kellogg's Cornflakes puts a free trip to Hawaii in a box of cornflakes, right? They still need a government permit to do that. You can't just start giving away trips to Hawaii and people buy your cornflakes, and you need a government permit to do that. Even the local kids soccer club collecting money, selling raffle tickets and stuff, right? You technically need a permit, yeah? Or clubs, I think, have some sort of exemption, but you know what I mean, yeah? You can't just go and start running raffles or having a lottery, yeah? Next thing you know, you could have 10 million people buying a ticket every day for your lottery that, again, so they'll start going down that track of buy one of my t-shirts and you'll go in the draw to win a cash prize, a trip to Thailand. Or as one of them's doing, a boat. He's building a boat. And if you buy one of his t-shirts, you can win that boat. That's just illegal on about 10 different levels, yeah? It's not, and it's illegal in every country in the world. You can't just start running raffles, right? It's gambling. It's anyway, that's another thing they do, yeah. They go down that track. All right, I probably should stop ranting about it now because you get the idea. Yeah, there is no such thing, really, there is no such thing as this digital nomad, yeah? It really is a made-up umbrella term that people seem to identify with, try and be one. Yeah, so if you're 25 years old and you're thinking you're going to hop on a plane next week, move to Thailand and be a digital nomad, unless you have some specific skill that someone's like a computer programmer or something, that someone's going to pay you the big bucks, hire you remotely, right? There is no digital nomad stuff. You can come here and spend all day putting shit on social media. That's not a job. That's not a profession. That's not a business. You aren't a digital nomad. You're nothing. Right? Anyway, that's something I've always felt strongly about, and I thought I would do a video about it. Hopefully people get the idea of what I'm talking about, and hopefully, yeah, it'll stop a few people from just going blindly down this track and ending up in Thailand as a begging backpacker, or even retirees think they're going to come over here and do that. Again, it's just as unrealistic for them as well. All right, guys, I will leave it at that. But I wish I had some better news about the Thailand and the virus and all that sort of thing. But unfortunately, it's not great. All right, cheers.